Today, we're looking at romantic love. Like, what is it biologically? We're diving into some research that actually used fMRI brain scans on, what, 32 people?
That's right. Some were, intensely in love, others recently rejected. The idea was to figure out what love really is in the brain.
And how maybe the modern world is changing things up.
Exactly. And the sort of headline finding, the big surprise, is that romantic love, it's not actually an emotion.
Not an emotion. What is it then?
It's a drive, a really powerful, basic biological drive,
Yeah.
like thirst or hunger. The brain scans showed this specific area lighting up when people saw pictures of their beloved. It's tied to craving, motivation. It's like the motor of the mind.
Wow. And you mentioned it's similar to...
Yeah, it's the same reward pathway that gets activated by the rush from cocaine. It's that fundamental.
Okay, so this drive, let's break that down. What does it actually feel like? Or what are the components?
Well, first, the person takes on what the researchers call special meaning. Suddenly they're unique, critical.
Right, like that truck driver who said, the world had a new center, and that center was Mary Ann.
Exactly that. And this intense focus, it's driven by dopamine. It makes you zero in on them. And, well, you tend to overlook their flaws. Aggrandizement.
The whole love is blind thing.
Pretty much. You magnify their good traits, ignore the negative. There's even this old Chinese poem about a guy obsessed with a bamboo sleeping mat just because she had slept on it. Total focus.
Okay, special meaning, focus. What else?
Intense energy. People literally feel like they could jump in the sky. Mood swings, too, from elation to despair and real dependency.
And possessiveness.
Yeah.
Especially sexually.
Definitely extreme sexual possessiveness, which makes sense from a Darwinian viewpoint, right? Drive's purpose is basically to pull two people together so intensely they stick around to raise kids as a team.
It sounds incredibly powerful. I remember reading that most people in the study actually said they'd die for their partner.
They did. It shows the sheer strength of this drive. And it highlights that we actually have three distinct brain systems for mating and reproduction. They evolve separately.
Three systems, okay.
Yeah. First, there's the sex drive, lust. Just that basic craving for sexual gratification. W.H. Auden called it an intolerable neural itch. It evolved to get you looking for a range of partners, basically. Cast a wide net.
Okay, system one, lust. What's number two?
System two is romantic love itself. That elation, the obsession, the focus on just one person, that evolved to help us conserve mating energy. Focus on a single target instead of chasing everyone.
Makes sense. And the third?
System three is attachment. That feeling of calm, of security you feel with a long-term partner evolved to help us, well, tolerate someone long enough to actually raise children together. Teamwork.
Hold on. If these three systems, lust, romantic love, attachment, are separate, does that mean you could, feel deep attachment to your spouse, but be intensely romantically in love with someone else at the same time?
That's the neurological reality, yeah. They can operate independently. You can be attached to one person, in love with another, and feel the sex drive kick in for, well, others still.
That explains a lot of human drama, I guess.
It certainly complicates things, and it gets even more complex when these ancient drives meet modern life.
Which brings us to these big social trends you mentioned. First one.
Women moving into the workforce in huge numbers, which is actually, interestingly, a return to a much older pattern. For millions of years, women were primary providers, gathering maybe 60–80% of the evening meal.
So this economic power is giving women back a status they historically had.
Exactly. And it's leading to what sociologists are calling symmetrical marriage or companionate marriage, a partnership of equals.
And we're seeing more value placed on both male and female ways of thinking, right? Like women's verbal skills and holistic thinking, men's focus, more collaboration.
That seems to be the trend, yeah. And alongside that, you see female sexual expression becoming more open, women marrying later, maybe having more partners, reporting less regret about it.
Okay, that's trend one. What's the second big shift?
The aging world. We're living so much longer. Middle age isn't just your 40s or 50s anymore. Some define it as stretching up to age 85.
Wow. And how does that affect love and marriage?
Well, data from dozens of societies shows a clear pattern. The older you get, the less likely you are to divorce. So longer lives, plus more capable, educated women. It might actually mean we have better odds now for stable, good, long-term partnerships than ever before.
That actually sounds pretty optimistic, but you mentioned a warning at the end.
Right. There's a potential issue with the widespread use of antidepressants, specifically SSRIs.
Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They help with depression, anxiety.
They do, by boosting serotonin. But here's the thing. Serotonin and dopamine often have an inverse relationship in the brain. Raising serotonin can suppress the dopamine circuits.
The circuits involved in romantic love, that intense craving and motivation.
Exactly. People on SSRIs sometimes report feeling, well, flatter, less intense feelings, including love. Plus, they can often dampen the sex drive and inhibit orgasm.
And orgasm releases oxytocin and vasopressin, the attachment chemicals.
Precisely. So by tampering with the serotonin system, you might inadvertently be messing with the love and attachment systems too. It's all connected.
A real biological balancing act.
It is. And yet, for all this biology, there's still an element of, magic to it.
How so?
Well, there's a story about a grad student who knew that novelty and excitement boost dopamine. So he takes this girl he likes on a really wild, thrilling rickshaw ride in Beijing.
Thinking the adrenaline rush might trigger feelings of love towards him. Smart, if a bit manipulative.
Right. He's banking on the biology. But after the ride, she turns to him all excited and says, "That was amazing. Wasn't that rickshaw driver handsome?"
Ha! So much for predictable biology.
It just shows, doesn't it? We can understand the drives, the chemicals, the brain regions, but who we actually fall for, that still seems to have a life of its own. Lust, romantic love, attachment. These drives are deeply embedded. They'll be with us as long as our species is around.
So we're built to reproduce, not necessarily to be happy, but we find and make our happiness along the way. Something for you to think about today. Which of those three drives lust, romantic love, or that deep attachment feels like it's most in the driver's seat for you right now? Thanks for diving deep with us.